everybody, welcome to J Stern Designs. I'm freshly back from the American Sewing Expo in Michigan, where I had an amazing time. I got to reconnect with some of the people I met there last year, and then also some of my students from my online classes stopped by the booth to say hi as well. It was really fun. Another thing I want to say about the expo is, if you came to my booth, you probably met my helper, Kiris. I just want to give her a special thank you for helping me in my booth. She was one of my students a few years back and decided that she, liked what I was doing and wanted to help me in my booth. And she's amazing. She keeps me organized and she helps with the customers, and she's just super friendly and a wonderful lady. So thank you, Kiris, for helping me in my booth. I taught some classes and I did fittings in my booth. It went by so fast, I couldn't believe I was packing up on Sunday so quickly. And then I drove home. The only thing that went sort of awry is that my GPS tried to take me through Canada and I didn't have my passport, so I literally wasted an hour and a half on my return trip, which was slightly annoying, but I overcame and finally got on the right track. So I'm back and I'm excited to be doing a Quick Tip Thursday. Yesterday I was cleaning and organizing and sort of revamping for my fall activities that I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be developing some new classes. I'm going to be finishing up some patterns and doing some cool stuff. So I sort of cleaned up the stuff I had finished and put that away, and I sort of organized myself between now and the new year. So I'm feeling really organized. And to keep with this theme of, getting myself going, I want to do a tutorial on how to clean your iron. All right, so you can see here my iron is really gross. And I took it with me on the trip so I could press my outfits once I got them out of my trunk if they were wrinkled, and I was using some of that fusible stuff before I left, and my iron was really yucky. So I decided I'm gonna start my new patterns and my new projects with the clean iron. Now, I've seen lots of tutorials on how to clean your iron when it's hot, and I'm gonna put a link to Angela Wolf's How to Clean Your Iron. She uses this easy off cleaner, and it works really well. And I have to say that it does produce a lot of fumes, but the fumes aren't obnoxious and really gross like other iron cleaners. So if you're going to use hot iron cleaner, I recommend this, and you can check out Angela. She's going to show you how to use this in her tutorial, which is actually a very similar method, but I'll let her show you that because she did an excellent job with it. What I want to show you today is how to clean your iron when it's cold. If you really have respiratory problems, or you really don't want to bother going outside or using ventilation, and the smell really bothers you, this is a really good alternative. I get my cold iron cleaner from Cleaner Supply online. It's a dry cleaner supply store, and it's similar to a lot of these other sewing supply magazines and distributors because there's all sorts of stuff. A lot of it, you're not going to want to use because it's really directed towards dry cleaners, but there's a lot of tools and supplies in there that a home sewer can really take advantage of. And because it's marketed to dry cleaning businesses, there's other things that you wouldn't find in a sewer catalog. So this is one of the things I found, and it's really the only place I have found it. It's called Cool Off, and basically it was designed to clean a press that has no portholes. It's just a flat surface. And I decided to try it on my iron. So the thing about it is your iron is cold, so when you rub it on, there's absolutely no fumes, which is really cool. So you can do it inside. I know it's starting to get to be fall. It's going to be winter soon. It's going to be cold. It's going to be hard to ventilate, for fumes. So, all right, so this could be a really great alternative for cleaning your iron. So basically I'm going to show you how I do it. If you use any sort of natural cotton batting, that's what my favorite thing is to use as the pad to clean my iron. You can also use your used press cloths. You can also use your used press cloths. So if you have your muslin or scraps of muslin, anything that's like a cotton fabric or a cotton fiber works really well. So I have this batting that I left over from a project, and it's a really small strip, and it's perfect to make a scrub cloth to clean the iron. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut a piece, or I could just fold it up. First, I'm gonna shake it really, really well. All right, then I'm going to get some of it onto my cotton press cloth, or my cotton batting, and you can see it's kind of a gray paste. I'm gonna sort of blot it into the thing so it's not goobered up in a big thing. And then I'm gonna just start rubbing. And basically, you're gonna use this just like the hot iron cleaners. And you can see I'm just rubbing. And notice there's absolutely no fumes. So I'm gonna rub. And I'm gonna concentrate on the parts that are extra dirty. So I'm rubbing. So on the sides, I had the adhesive glue got all gross and yellowy brown, and then I have a few black spots that must have really burnt on. You know, I'm gonna make sure I get the sides of my sole plate around the corners, and you can see all the gunk is coming off onto the pad. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just going to fold it and start to wipe it off. Look how nice that is. Okay, then I'm just gonna take a piece of, another piece that's clean, and I'm just gonna shine up my sole plate. Put it back on this. Look how nice and shiny that is. Perfect. Now, because the this is not melting off with a heat because it's a cold iron, I'm just gonna take a Q-tip and sort of, you know, dab it into the portholes to get as much of the cleaner off as I can. It just takes a second. Then there's gonna be some cleaner that's in the portholes that you can't get. So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna plug it in and let it heat up. And this, you can plug it in and put it either outside or put it, you know, just near an open window, and it's gonna steam slightly while it burns off that little bit of cleaner that got in the portholes that you couldn't, you know, get off with the soft cloth. But the amount of fumes that are going to come from the iron are very, very small. So I'm gonna plug it in, and I'm gonna show you how it looks when it's, you know, burning off the tiny bit of cleaner that gets in the portholes. All right, it's kind of hard to see, but it is doing a little bit of a, there is a little bit of, you know, some fume, a little bit of the fumes of it burning off. You know, after you've let it sit for a few minutes, then you can take your pressing surface, and I'm just gonna put a piece of this batting on my pressing surface. All right, so you can see as I steam, my cotton is staying fairly clean. And what happens is the little balls, these little tiny balls of cleaner will come out of the port, you know, as they dry and become loose. So if you steam them, you can steam them right out of the ports to clean it. I've been working in my closed studio. No windows are open, my door is shut, and I really don't have any odor from, you know, working with this cleaner in a closed room. So it's a really good option for people who are sensitive to fumes. The only thing about it is you just have to, you know, deal with plugging it in and letting the little remnants of the cleaner that get in the ports to sort of burn off. You know, you can iron it on a piece of, you know, on a scrap, and use your steam feature to blast them out of the holes. And, you know, I thought about it for a second. I thought, well, you know, when you do that, some of the cleaner is getting in the portholes, and it may fall, you know, inside underneath the sole plate. And then I thought about it, and if you use hot iron cleaner, it melts and it drips in there and it gets in there as well. So I don't think it's really any worse that you're using it cold and some of the cleaner may heat up and get in there, because it's going to drip in the portholes whether you're using a hot iron or and a hot cleaner or this cold method. So that's how I clean my iron with it cold. And all right, so that's how I clean my iron when it's cold, for a less fume cleaning experience. And that's the quick tip for today. If you have any questions, please post them below, or you can visit my blog at J Stern Designs. I am going to put a link to the cleaner supply place where you can get this iron cleaner. And next week we'll start with something fun. I don't want to say what it is yet because I'm still in my planning phases and I got to decide what project is going to come first. But we'll be off and running on Tuesday. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you for Quick Tip Tuesday next week.